$150,000 to $350,000 per project, again, depending on which project we're talking about. And then finally, as you look at this timeline, there is the issue of obtaining water rights, which is definitely a huge question. Theoretically, the process of obtaining the water rights would occur in tandem with the preparation of the EIR and would be completed in about that same time frame. But we certainly have all heard the horror stories about the water rights process, and I think maybe this is one avenue where our elected officials could come in very handy. Suffice to say that if you're looking at the cost of just the water right application fees, it's going to be on the order of $10,000 to $50,000, depending on which project you move forward with. And so, not to scare you, but more of a reality check. Optimistically, what we're talking about, time and money-wise, is about 2 to 3 years of studies and environmental reviews, and on the order of what would basically be $250,000 to $650,000 per project, in order to get a particular project to the point of construction. Construction would probably take a year, possibly 2, depending on the project. And of course, the construction cost would be on top of that $250,000 to $650,000 spent for studies, design work, and environmental permitting. So in the end, what you're talking about is probably something on the order of 3 to 5 years before any one of the projects that we've looked at so far could actually come online. And just to clarify, this 2 to 5 year time frame and the associated cost estimates, these figures would be tightened up and refined through the Phase 2 feasibility studies that would be conducted for any of these projects. Excuse me. So let me just say a few words about the 4 projects. I'll just, in the interest of time, I think just skim over some of the information that was presented in the staff report and allow more time for questions. Basically, as mentioned in the staff report, 3 of the 4 projects are located in the north, I'll call it North Ukiah Valley area / Redwood Valley area, and then a 4th project is located east of Willits in the headwaters of the Eel River. And these projects, they range from something very simple, for example, a constructed pond on a vineyard, and this would be the Nice Reservoir project, to something fairly complex. A reservoir on a class 1 stream. In other words, a stream that supports fisheries. And this would be the Mendocino College project. And then in between we have the Capella Reservoirs project, which is a series of reservoirs on relatively modest Class 2 and Class 3 streams. And then a 4th project, Scout Lake, which is the enlargement of an existing reservoir. And so the point here is that we've been looking at a wide variety of storage options and actually continue to explore a variety of options. Excuse me. So a couple of words now about each of the projects. The Scout Lake project, which we have ranked as our most promising project, it is the one that we have just most recently finished our analyses on. The primary beneficiaries of this project would be the Boy Scouts, the Willits Brook Trails area, and possibly Redwood Valley. I say possibly because geographically Redwood Valley is kind of far from the reservoir site. The project, as presently conceived, consists of enlarging an existing dam and possibly constructing up to 2 auxiliary reservoirs to augment storage. Now, I mentioned in the staff report that to date we have looked at options ranging from simply reoperation of the existing reservoir, which would generate an additional 250 acre-feet of storage or yield, to raising the existing dam 10 feet and building these 2 auxiliary reservoirs, which would provide roughly 3,000 acre-feet. What I did not include in the staff report, because we're just wrapping it up, is that we've also explored the option of expanding the existing dam even further and increasing the storage by an additional 2,000 acre-feet. Giving a total of 5,000, but the results of this analysis are just getting wrapped up, so I don't have any final numbers on that yet, but just to alert you that we are looking at also increasing the dam by itself as far as we can go. So what do we like about this project? Well, the project site possesses multiple storage options with a variety of multiple storage sites with a variety of storage options. None of the sites appear to have any unusual geotechnical challenges, which is good news. And all of the sites, including the existing reservoir, are located upstream of anadromous fisheries, and in fact upstream of any fisheries. And so we are able to sidestep some expensive fish passage issues, which makes the project site attractive. Also, the Scout Lake project, there seems to be a low potential for rare and endangered species, in part because of past land use activities, a lot of activity around the existing reservoir, recreational, and then grazing in and around the other potential sites. The limitations of this particular project site are that it is in the headwaters of the Eel River. You're practically on the ridge tops. And so it's a comparatively small drainage area for each of the proposed reservoir sites. And then there's the challenge of basically co-locating or co-operating a water storage facility with ongoing recreational activities that the Boy Scouts have going.